Hi friends, this is Jackie Williams, and today I want to share with you a fun birthday card that can be adapted for basically anyone and maybe even for a wedding as well. We're going to use the Happiest of Days stamp set, and we'll be using the sentiments and these birthday presents and the birthday wishes. So this is our card, and there's a few techniques here that I'm excited to show you. And then inside the card, when you open it up, you have a little pocket here where you can slide a gift voucher, and when you open the card, the voucher slides up. Now, other than this saying here, which could be changed, this could be done in different colors for maybe more of a younger person or a boy, or for a wedding. You can just change these colors to suit. Now I'm just going to do a sample that's very slightly different than this original one, but let's get right into it. First, let's go with the construction. So our card base, I'm using Pool Party, and I have a piece of paper that's 6 inches by 10.5 inches, and I'm going to score it at 3 3/4 inches and 7.5 inches, and that is just really basic, creating our card with a little pocket on the inside. So let's first use our bond folder and get those creases nice and flat. And then just for effect, I'm going to use the circle punch. I have the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. You could use one slightly larger or slightly smaller, but this is a good size. And I'm just going to eyeball it about in the center and punch about 1/3 of the circle out, and that just gives you a little divot here. So even when the gift voucher is sitting in there, you can still see a portion of it. And then we'll just adhere the pocket closed. Up like so. Okay. Then we want to create the little tab. So I have cut a piece that is 4 inches wide and 5.5 inches long. And again, we need to score this. And we just want to score it at basically 1 inch from each end. So at 1 inch and 4.5. Okay, now then these need to get folded up. And folded. So this creates the little pocket where the voucher sits, and then this is the little tab that will pull up. So the easiest way to do this is slide this in the pocket, slide it all the way down, or maybe a 1/2 millimeter up from the bottom, and then this little flap, we're going to just put some adhesive and close the card, and then then it slides up when you open it. Okay, hopefully that's clear. Now we're going to create the background piece, and this is where it's just slightly different than the sample. I'm going to put a piece of basic black behind there, and first you want to do a stamp, and then we're going to do the embossing paste. So where's my mask? We're going to use one of the new masks from the Occasions catalog, and while this end is really beautiful, it won't show on this particular layout, so I'm just going to use the other end and lay it so it's a bit less than half on the white piece. And I'm going to use the shimmer white embossing paste. I know you can't really see that in the video. Now this paste is thinner than our just plain basic paste, so just keep that in mind. So what I found when I was doing this is, rather than running the paste this way, because there's so many holes in this and this paste is thinner, it tends to go underneath the mask. It's better if you hold it tight and run it vertically. You'll get a better result. It's making that crunching noises because of the glitter that's inside there. Okay, and then just pull that off, and hopefully you can see that. Maybe you can see it better in the photos. And then you will want to wash your mask and tools straight away. I'm going to drop mine into some water, but I'll just give them a quick wipe. Okay, now that will need to let dry, but I did do one before I started the video, so this one's nice and dry. Okay, so then we want to adhere this to the basic black mat that I've added in. Oops. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my pool party mat down as well. And I did have that on dimensionals. So we'll put a few of those on. I put it on dimensionals simply because this paste is quite textured, and putting it down flat, I wasn't sure how nicely it would lay or even how well it would adhere. So I think dimensionals is a good option here. So we want to even right and left, and then make sure you don't cover up your words. Okay, and then the next thing we want to do is add our ribbon. So I have got the ombre lemon lime twist ribbon. So the easiest way to do this is, now we want to have that ribbon land where the embossing paste ends, whether that's in half or a bit less than half like this is. That's fine. And we'll just adhere that around, maybe. Okay, then I'm going to take, oops, got a faulty ribbon here. I'm going to take a length of this ribbon and tie a bow with a separate piece here on the side. So just however you tie bows, everyone learned a little differently when they were back in the day when we had shoelaces and only shoelaces. Okay. And then just get that so it looks about how you want it, and trim. And then I've also added a bit of black twine. I'm not being very economical with the supplies on this video, just because I don't want to have to pull it apart and do it twice. Okay, and now the black twine ribbon, you want to be smaller. Well, in my opinion, you want the bow to be smaller than the lemon lime twist one, so it's more of an accent. And then those need to get trimmed. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and put that on like so. Now for our gifts. So with the gifts, the stamp is a group of 3. Now we have 5 stamped. So here's what I've done. You're going to stamp the 3. You're going to center it up and then move it just a fraction over to the left and stamp. Now you can use your markers, but what I actually did was use my scissors and separated them so I can use them as a group of 3, or I can use them as individuals and then just stamp. Now these are very whimsical looking, so they don't have to be absolutely, totally, perfectly in line. I think it's quite good like that. And then you will want to give that just a moment to dry before you start coloring. When I color, I chose to use the watercolor pencil. So I have Lemon Lime Twist, Basic Gray, Real Red, and Bermuda Bay. And then I have some of the markers here for accents. Now I opted to use the blender pens after some experimenting, just because I found these spaces for coloring are quite small, and this was easier to keep the color concentrated and controlled than the aqua painter. But that is up to you. You could also use the blendabilities to color if you would like. But I really wanted to use this Lemon Lime Twist, and we don't have that color in the the Stampin' blends. I keep calling that the wrong thing. So with the pencil, I'm just adding some color. I'm not going to color in the whole thing on this video. And then using your blender pen, you're just going to move that color so it's basically blended out. And I like to do lights and darks. So I suggest you start with your lighter color and then do all the lemon lime twist, and then do all the Bermuda Bay, and then Bermuda Bay, and then the basic gray. The basic gray is actually under here, like this. Make sure there's no more lemon lime twists. Just adding a little bit of a gray shadow underneath each of the gifts. And then do the real red. Now, real red is a bit of a tricky color. Whether it's the markers, the pencils, or the inks, it tends to bleed. So that's why I would do that one last. And also, when you blend it out, because you're diluting it, it tends to go a little more pink. So you may want to have a real red marker on hand just to go back and add more red to it. You can just add some accents. Okay, then the last thing, well, not the last thing, but for this image, I thought it was quite cute to add some little dots around the gifts. So just something like this. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Then I wanted some stitching, but we don't have a lot of stitching things anymore. So you can just visually add some stitching by adding some dots around, and they don't have to be perfect. This is quite a whimsical looking image. You could also do like little short dashes if you prefer. So I have one that's already done, something like that, and we're just going to mount that to a piece of basic black. And then we will add that to our project with dimensionals. And we just have a few little embellishments left to go. Okay, and then you may need to just sort of adjust your bow, but I won't fiddle with that right now. Then a few accents. We have, these are new in the 2017 Occasion catalog, self-adhesive sequins. So like I said, these gifts you can do in different colors to suit your project, but I would recommend bringing in the lemon lime twist and the pool party, and then you can add whatever third or fourth color you want. So I'm going to use I'll still stick with the lemon lime twist sequin for this project. And just add that to the tallest gift. And then we will add some Wink of Stella to our gifts as well. And again, I'm just saying be careful with that real red because it does tend to bleed. Oh, see, I even got a little bit there. It's just really lethal stuff, that is. And then last thing is we are going to use our Stampin' blends in the Bermuda Bay and add three rhinestones, but we'll color those in so they coordinate with our project. I'm going to be lobbying for a lemon lime twist Stampin' blends marker. And then just place those on your project however you think looks good. I'm not getting those completely even, but I'll fix those later. Okay, that's all right. Okay, so you see that this one we've added the black mat, which I think looks better than this first one, but we'll look at the inside of this one again. So you're just going to do those same simple layers that we did on the front, but this time stamp the birthday wishes and just the same coloring that we did in here. I used the pencil to color in the flower, and then I used the marker just to add a bit more detail so it's more red. And then you can just stamp your envelope to coordinate. So I hope you have fun making that project. I think it's a great one for gifting a voucher. This is Jackie Williams, and thanks for watching. Bye.